Hello, boys! Every story in this video ends with someone alive when they absolutely shouldn't be. Let's talk about how. In 2013, Harrison Okene was working as a cook on a tugboat off the coast of Nigeria. Bad storm, big waves. So the boat flips and sinks. Everyone dies. Except him. Harrison was in the bathroom when it happened and somehow ended up trapped inside a tiny pocket of air. 30 meters underwater, pitch black, freezing water, dead bodies floating nearby. And he stays there for almost 3 days, 60 hours. He finds a bottle of Coca-Cola floating around and drinks it. He pees into the water because survival does not care about dignity. And eventually, divers arrive to recover bodies. They see him. They think he is a corpse. And then Harrison grabs one of them. There is an actual video of this on YouTube. So how did he survive? Most people drown from panic. He stayed calm. After this, Harrison became a professional diver because cheating death apparently unlocks new skill trees. Now let's go to the sky. In 1971, Julianne Kopka was 17 years old, flying over the Amazon rainforest in Peru. Mid-flight, the plane gets hit by lightning. It breaks apart in the air. Julianne falls 3 kilometers, still strapped to her seat. She survives. She wakes up alone in the jungle with a broken collarbone, cuts everywhere, and insects already inside her wounds. She sees other bodies from the crash. She does not scream. She does not run. She walks. For 11 days, she follows rivers, sleeps on the ground, eats candy she finds from the wreckage, and pulls maggots out of her skin. Why did she live? Her seat slowed the fall. The trees absorbed impact, and her parents were biologists. She knew one thing: follow water and do not panic. Out of 91 people on that plane, she was the only survivor. Now let's talk about cold. Real cold. In 1999, Anna Bogenholm was skiing in Norway. She falls, slides off the trail, and drops into a frozen stream. She gets trapped under the ice. Her head is barely above water. She is stuck there for over an hour. Her body temperature drops to 13.7 degrees Celsius. That is not survivable. Her heart stopped for 3 hours. Doctors pull her out and say she is dead, but they keep warming her slowly, just in case. And then something insane happens. Her heart starts beating again. No brain damage, no permanent injury. Why? Because extreme hypothermia can shut the body down so much that cells stop dying. Her brain basically went into emergency sleep mode. She did not survive despite the cold, she survived because of it. This case changed medicine. Doctors now intentionally cool patients during surgeries because of what happened to her. And after all that, she went back to skiing because fear clearly stopped working. Now this one makes no sense. Frane Selak was a music teacher from Croatia, and for some reason, death kept missing him. In the 1960s, the train he was on derails and crashes into a river. People drown. He survives. A year later, the plane he is flying on explodes mid-air. He gets sucked out of the aircraft and lands in a haystack. Everyone else dies. He survives. Then a bus he is riding in crashes into a river. He survives. Then his car catches fire. Twice. Then he gets hit by a bus. Then his car flies off a cliff. He survives all of it. 7 major accidents. Statistically, this should not happen. There is no biological explanation here. No technique, no calm breathing, no survival skill. Just probability breaking in real time. And then, years later, he wins the lottery and gives the money away because he thinks he is cursed. Statistically, this man should not be here. Reality just forgot to delete him. All right. Now imagine surviving lightning. Once is rare. Roy Sullivan survived it 7 times. He was a park ranger in the United States, working outdoors for decades. The first lightning strike burns his leg and knocks him unconscious. He survives. Another strike takes his eyebrows. Another sets his hair on fire. One hits him while he is inside a truck and blows him out of it. Another burns his shoulder. Another nearly kills him while fishing. 7 separate lightning strikes. Every time, he lives. Doctors had no explanation other than exposure and insane bad luck. He worked on mountains, during storms, in open areas, but the lightning never managed to kill him. Life eventually did, which is somehow more depressing. Last one. In 1972, Vesna Vulovic was working as a flight attendant on a plane flying over Europe. Mid-flight, a bomb explodes inside the aircraft. The plane breaks apart at cruising altitude. Vesna falls from over 10 kilometers in the air, still trapped inside a section of the plane. No parachute, no protection, just free fall. She crashes into a snowy mountainside. Everyone else dies. She survives. Rescuers find her alive, pinned in wreckage, barely breathing, with almost every bone broken. She spends months in the hospital, partially paralyzed, relearning how to walk. So how did this not kill her? First, she was trapped inside part of the fuselage, which acted like a rigid shell and absorbed some of the impact. Second, she landed on a steep, snowy slope instead of flat ground, which reduced the sudden stop. And third, her body went into full trauma shutdown. Low blood pressure, slowed metabolism, unconsciousness. Her body did not try to fight the impact. It just shut everything down. Doctors later said that combination should basically never happen. Guinness World Records still lists her as the person who survived the longest fall without a parachute. She later returned to normal life, walked again, and lived for decades. She said she remembered nothing about the fall. So yeah, sometimes survival isn't skill or strength. It's timing, biology, and pure randomness. That's it, boys. Thanks for watching.